Hey folks, I'm Chef Nathan Richard, and here today we at Cuvée Wine Bar and Bistro in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Brand new restaurant that we opened up less than a month ago. And today we're going to be making one of our brunch items, a Duck Crackling Biscuit with venison white gravy. To start, you're going to need, of course, flour, right, for your biscuits. Use any flour. I like using white lily flour, self-rising, because it's a softer wheat, and I think it makes it one of the best biscuits for sure. We got about 4 cups of flour, a couple of tablespoons of salt, baking powder. Yes, I still put baking powder even though it's self-rising. A little bit of green onions. And then one of unique ingredients is duck cracklings that we use from all the skin of those ducks. All right. We'll save those a little bit for garnish. We can give that a little mix. Notice I didn't put any butter in there yet. What I have here is a little bit of duck fat that we got from the fat of the duck. Very easy to take the skin, render it all down, save that fat. Just makes a great cooking application. And then you can actually use your duck fat to whatever ingredient that requires fat. So kind of like a lard. You're gonna mix that together very lightly. I'm a chef who just likes mixing stuff by hand. To me, I think that's the best way. You can put this in a food processor if you want, in a food processor or a KitchenAid, but to me, you know, biscuits should be made by hand. That way you don't overwork them, they'll come out a lot better. We'll add a little milk. It's about 1.5 cups of milk into there. And again, just work that a little gently. You know, you can see the dough's coming together just like biscuits. Surprisingly, huh? Now that that dough came together, we'll take a little bit of our flour. We'll turn it out on the flour surface. And then we'll kind of shape our biscuits to the thickness that we want them. That looks just about right. Another trick in the kitchen that we like to use, of course you don't want to try to use glass in the kitchen, but yet you can't. You don't have a little hole puncher, you don't have a can. Go ahead and grab one of those rock glasses and then make your biscuits using that. Just be careful, you don't want to get anybody to swallow any glass. Don't be scared to put that dough back together, reshape it, get you some more biscuits out of it neither. Again, notice how I didn't get in there and work that dough real heavy. I just gently put everything back together and it's still sticking just perfect. You can do it a third time if you like. I don't like doing it. To me, that's when your dough starts getting overworked a little bit. So again, if you wanted to, again, you got to push it a little bit harder together, but you can get a couple more out of here if you want. But I think we got enough right here with a dozen biscuits for us today. And then from there, we're going to take a little bit of Pam spray. You can use any type of skillet you like. I like using cast iron. To me, it just gives a nice even cook when it comes to baking and cooking. And we just put our biscuits right onto that. Any kind of order you want. Leave a little space in between them. Some people would say put them together to help rise. Some people, you know, put your spacings with them. To me, just put them all on there, you'll be fine. Whatever works. All right, you get them on there. Then we'll go into a hot oven. Most biscuits you cook about 350. These take a little bit of hotter temperature. So we got our oven set at 425. And we'll pop those right in the oven. All right, as our biscuits are cooking, we'll go ahead and make the venison gravy. What we have here is about 1/2 pound of venison sausage. I do a little 60-40 on the mix. You want to do 50-50, whatever you want, feel free. You can pick it up at the store already made if you want. Take out the casing. You can use regular pork. You know, the list goes on. We got a nice hot pot going on right here. We'll crank up the stove to, we got about a medium heat, I guess. We'll add that. Add our ground meat to that. We get that nice and brown in our skillet. If you find, you know, your ground meat's not giving off a lot of fat, sometimes it's a little lean, sometimes it's, you know, could be a little bit too fatty, whatever the case is. You could take out if you needed to. In this case, it's looking a little lean, which is all right. That's why I have the butter. We'll add some butter to that, give it some fat, and that's also going to help with our next step of making that right white roux for us. And now we're starting to get some fat in there. We'll add some pepper. Looks like a lot, but don't be shy, don't be scared. It is a gravy. You want that nice black pepper. And again, these are the seasons I use. You can do whatever you want. You know, you want to add some Cajun seasoning, go for it. But if your sausage is made correctly, you don't need a lot of seasoning, you know. So just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper to wake it up, because you're going to be adding to that product. We'll add some flour to make our blonde roux. And, you know, again, if you want, your choice, I wouldn't tell anybody, you can even use the stuff in the jar. Once we get all that flour thick again, we'll add our milk. Add about a quart of milk to that. You can see I'm scraping those sides, scraping the bottom. You want all that gras doux off that pan. That's the most important flavor that you have right there, in my opinion. Once you think you got it well mixed pretty well, we'll let it sit on the stove. Roughly, we'll let it cook for about 20-30 minutes, stirring occasionally. Make sure it's not sticking or anything like that. And then it will begin to thicken. You already see it starting to thicken up a little bit on us. That's what you want. So we'll go ahead and leave that there for a minute. We'll check on our biscuits. All right, well, that's what we're looking for right there. Get nice big chunks of your venison grind gravy in there. A little bit of white gravy there from the roux. A little milk. Now, let's check on our biscuits, see how they're looking. There you go, look at that. That's what you're looking for. Nice and hot biscuits. Put as much of the gravy you want on it. Or put it on the side if you got those picky camp people with you. I don't like green stuff, or I don't like that, or I'm on a diet. Bring your own food when you come to my camp, that's all the questions. And then we'll finish it off with a little bit more duck cracklings. And again, if you know you're at your store and you got a bag of pork skins or pork rinds, whatever you want to call them, there you have it, folks. A little bit of duck fat biscuits with cracklings, duck cracklings, venison white gravy. Come see us at Cuvée in Thibodaux.